That's right. That's right. Welcome to the top. My main man, Marty Ball. That's right. That's right. Y'all already know, man. It's Thursday. We in the building. Today was a good day. What you gonna do with it? We talking about hot all this week. 90 degrees or better. Let's do it again, man, and go. Make it woo woo. That's right, y'all. We here, man. We in the building, man. It's Thursday, man. Y'all already know what we do on Thursdays, man. Bam, there she is.
Hey, how's everybody doing? I miss you all.
So tell them what you got going on before you have to get up out of there.
I know, right? You see all my ring lights going? Wow. Let me turn it this way. Awesome. Yeah, so tonight we have a super dope guest in the building, right? His name is Robert Adams, and he has a mental health and wellness business. He's gonna come in here and drop nothing but fire. He's going to inspire some people. He's going to give some knowledge to people. Hey, Robert. He's fresh from out of town on traveling, and he put some time out of his schedule to share some nuggets with you all. So if you haven't already done so, like, share, call some people, tell them to get on the Tom Mo show right now. They definitely do not want to miss this information. I don't know if I can get them back. I'm going to work on that, right? I'm going to work on that. But without any further ado, I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to be on here long term because I have a training going on the computer right beside me. They're looking at me like I'm crazy, right? However, but this was super important to me to be on here with you, at least kick it off. So, Robert, I'm gonna stay on here as often as I can. So don't take me off yet, Tomo. But Robert, take it away.
Well, you know what? Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Robert Adams, and I'm so glad to be here. Kia and Tom, thank you for having me. I am the CEO of Telehelp 24/7. We're a virtual mental health care company designed for communities of color. And so we are proud to make a difference in our community and to help those who are struggling with any type of mental health disorder, whether it's anxiety, whether it's grief, depression, bipolarism, or anything else that they may be struggling with. We are a safe place and provide a safe space. So I am so happy to be here, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Robert. That sounds sexy.
Oh my. Oh my.
That's good. I mean, I'm glad that you actually have this business. What inspired you, by the way? What got your energies going to say, hey, I need to put this in place for the people?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. And it all started that my background is in the pharmaceutical sales arena. I retired from Johnson & Johnson in 2021. And my last 8 years in the pharmaceutical business, I was responsible for promoting medication for those who were suffering with mental health disorders. And
Wow.
so I saw a lot of the disparities in our communities firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
But the real linchpin was my youngest daughter, who was diagnosed at the age of 14 with bipolar depression. And I knew she wanted to go away to college. I knew how to navigate to get her the help that she needed at that age and stage of where she was. But my concern is that if she had gone away to college and suffered a relapse, because it was her first time away from home, because she's never had a roommate. So trying to do conflict and resolution and trying to balance their social media and social life with their academic. What do you do as a parent? So I began to do my research in 2015, 16, and 17 and realized that many of our colleges were not equipped to deal with students who were struggling with mental health disorders. And so in 2018, we launched Telehelp 24/7. And I'm proud to say we are now partnering with 10 colleges.
Yes.
9 of them are our HBCUs.
Yes.
And we have 2 school districts as well as 70 churches. Each church has a mental health ministry and a mental health ministry ambassador. We teach those ambassadors mental health first aid, and we help the ambassadors navigate members who are in need to our platform. And so this is where we are at Telehelp, and we are poised to grow and to impact in a positive way so many more people.
That is so dope. Oh my God, that is hot. You must be very busy, by the way.
I am. I just got back in. As I mentioned to you, I just flew in from Houston. We're working with Spring Independent School District and had a couple seminars with their teachers this week. And then prior to that, earlier this week, I was at Noble, which is the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement in Cleveland, where we were able to do a seminar and symposium and then a panel discussion on mental health and how it impacts many officers who have to make split-second decisions with firearms and the danger in that and what happens when they are not on their game. And so, yes, we are always out and about talking about mental health because it's our goal to rid the stigma and to recognize what you're struggling with, to recognize that you're struggling is something that is to be validated and is something that is to be proud of and to get the help and to know where to get the help is what's most important.
Let me ask a question real fast. Excuse me, Key, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Absolutely.
But when you're talking about mental health, I have done several shows about mental health, and on one segment that I gave, it was about a guy was suffering from mental health, and he was kind of acting out. They called the police, and when the police showed up, they had to wait until another service that dealt with mental health before they could do anything. And this guy was like, he was acting out real dangerously. They did not, do any strenuous force to calm him down. They just, like kind of kept him down, kept him in a circle until the other, I guess it was the doctor, got there, and then they were able to get him to calm down and I guess took him to the hospital. They didn't lock him up.
And that's good. That's good because obviously we've seen other situations where there's been tragedies where officers may not understand that the person is having a psychotic episode where they may be hearing voices, they may be hallucinating, and they may see the police as a threat. And so they begin to act, and then the police are forced to use deadly force, unfortunately, and it becomes a tragic situation. So part of our mission is to help educate those police, educate law enforcement that these things happen. And instead of looking at it from a forceful perspective, how can you hold to a mental health professionalist trained that can come and help subside the situation and get the person help and not have to encounter something where there's hurt, harm, or a deadly situation. And so that is pretty admirable where we are today.
Wow. Do you see that the officers are
and that happens all the time.
Are you seeing that the officers
are
being
they are trying, the more they understand.
The
more that they understand. I missed that. What happened?
It's a delay.
Oh, there was a delay?
I was asking you a question. Do you see that the officers are being cross-trained, right? Because that's a long wait, right? That for, a case in that magnitude, right? And then they got to wait for another professional. Are they being cross-trained to now be able to deal with that situation on site?
We as well as other mental health companies are doing our best to do that. What you're going to find is that there are going to be officers who are cross-trained and they are going to be mental health specialists. And so they're going to have dual roles of being a police officer to protect the community, to serve and protect the community, as well as being a mental health professional to help those individuals that are struggling. So that's what we're starting to see more and more. And that is admirable. And that is us really impacting the police and how they interact with members of our community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We need that too, man, because it's a lot. There's a lot of things that already done happened.
Exactly.
Some people that were suffering from mental health actually losing their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we have covered so many different stories about mental health. So tonight, when she told me that what we was going to be talking about, I was like, oh yeah, they love to talk about mental health. Everybody for an answer.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Because everybody is looking for an answer.
Absolutely. And you know, it really goes back. One of the areas that we as a community struggle in is, number one, the acceptance that mental health exists in our community. You know, I always go back to the movie Soul Food. Remember Uncle Pete? Remember how they would put Uncle Pete upstairs in the room by himself, and they refused to acknowledge that something's wrong with Uncle Pete. And we have that in our own communities. We go to family reunions, we go to cookouts, and we see family members that we've always either laughed at or ignored because they may have spoken out, they may have acted out, and they may have acted contrary to what we believe on how people should act. But again, we have not investigated getting them help. And in order to do that, you have to almost acknowledge, because they're family, that some of that could exist in you. So that's what we're finding when parents don't want to get help, but their kids now are in need of help. They're forced to face the fact that there is a problem. And because I love my child, I have to deal with it. I have to manage it. And because I manage that with my child, I'm going to have to manage it with myself.
That's right. Well,
you know,
well spoken, man. For real. Style. I'm telling you, man, because we know in all things that you know we go through today, it stems from our ancestors, our moms, our dads. You know what I mean? We don't know how far down the line that it may was someone in the family that suffered from this illness, and it may skip a few generations and land right here on my doorstep. And then I got to deal with that. And when I'm not really trying to deal with it, like you said, and then have an offspring, then he or she be stuck with that same illness. And by me not knowing how to deal with myself, how can I help her or help him?
Exactly. And in addition to that, whoever we're having children with, what conversations are happening about their background when it comes to mental health? So if you have mental health issues in your background, in your genealogy, and they have mental health issues in their background and genealogy, then guess what? Your child will have mental health issues, right? Right. And so it's something that forces us to deal with it. And that's what we had to do. The other thing is that the pandemic really forced a lot of people to deal with themselves, because you were home alone. You were home alone, and you couldn't be out and about being masking a lot of the challenges you have and being distracted. So you had to deal with yourself, and at the same time, you had to deal with your kids.
That's right.
It was easy when you send them off to school, and the teacher can deal with them all day, and you go to work. But now, when you got to work from home, or you're not working, you with your kids all day, you really have to see what's really happening with going on with your kids, and now what's going on in your home.
And that I'm telling you, you hit the nail with the hammer on that, because man, a lot of people got an opportunity to learn their kids. They had an opportunity to see where they needed some work, where they was failing at, where they was hard-headed. They ain't listening. You know, because now you at home with them, you working from home, you there, so you see everything that you was missing when you was going to work every day. Now I seen somebody made a quote about oh wow, it was about being home with your kids because of the pandemic. How
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, man, they wanted them kids to get back to school.
Exactly. Exactly.
They in the way, but what's happening? Oh, this is what it was. I got it now. I was trying to say that the quote was that the kid actually grows up in school because the school got your child the majority of the time. You go to work for 8 hours, your child is somewhere else. Then you come home, you cook dinner, you do the bath thing, they go to bed. How many hours is that you actually spend with your child day after day?
Right. Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Right.
the school got your child more than you.
Exactly. Exactly. And you're right. And then when you finally face the fact that your kids are challenging, you have to face the fact that that challenging kid was probably once you,
That's right.
right? And if you don't know how to manage you and your challenges, how are you going to manage your kid, right? And so all of that is something that we have been faced with, we've been dealing with, and now it's really come to the forefront that we have to make some changes and we have to get help. And the important thing is once you figure out that you need help, where are you going to get help? And
Right.
that's what telehelp 24/7 is all about.
Telehealth 24/7. Okay, my man. Yes,
That's what it's
indeed.
all about. Absolutely. Now, our motto is meeting you where you are. So again, it's virtual. You don't have to miss any appointments. You can still travel. If your child is away at school and they're having challenges and they're in a counseling session, you as a parent can sit in with your child virtually, just like we're doing now. And it assures you that your child is getting the best help and you don't have to worry or be concerned because you're allowing them to grow up and develop in society.
That's
And
right.
so that's what it's really all about, meeting you where you are.
So what about when you have a kid that's suffering for something like that, and you send them, because they don't go to the regular public schools, they go to a special school,
Mm-hmm.
and this particular kid seemed to just be bad, man. Like they just can't get it together. How do you deal with that, discipline that? You know what I'm saying? Because you
Yeah,
already know.
yeah. So typically, um, you really have to get to the root of the issue, right? Why is it that the kid is bad? Why is it the kid is acting out? Why is it that the kid is defiant? You got to get to the real root of the issue. And some of that may require you meeting with their parents, seeing their lifestyle, seeing their living environment, understanding some of the things that they have experienced in their neighborhood, right? We have a lot of death in our neighborhood. When you see a lot of these kids seeing a lot of death in the neighborhoods, that creates trauma. When it creates trauma, then there's a certain aspect that says there's no hope and there's no help around. So guess what? I don't care. And when you have a no, I don't care attitude, people shoot each other and they don't kill who they don't care who they shoot, they don't care who they kill. And what type of impact is this having on young kids who are seeing it with their friends, who are seeing it in their neighborhood and experiencing it firsthand? So you got to get to the root of the issue in order to uncover what's really the actual starting point for this particular behavior. See, keep in mind another aspect of mental health is called behavioral health, right? It's your behaviors, and a lot of your experience shape your behaviors. And so we got to get to the root of the issue. And then once you get to the root of the issue, you're able to uncover it. Now you're able to give what's called coping skills to help develop. I'll give you an example. My father passed away in 2005, 2 weeks before Hurricane Katrina. And while my father was the man in my life, taught me everything I knew, obviously it was a devastating loss. And so every Father's Day, every time it was his birthday, every holiday was always challenging for me. But after going to counseling, I developed the coping skills to help me, instead of feeling sad, help me rededicating the values that my father taught me on those particular days. So now it was a great opportunity for me to go back and rededicate myself to fatherhood, to rededicate myself to being a man, to rededicate myself in honor of my father. And now those are what you call coping skills to help you deal with some of the stresses that life has, but more importantly, some of the disappointments that you have experienced.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's definitely. That's indeed. That's indeed. Uh, um, you just shaking your head. You
I'm
lost for
speechless.
words.
I'm
For words.
speechless because my mom passed away in 2009, and
Sorry to hear
I'm
that.
next to the oldest of seven.
Okay.
So yes, it did
Wow.
hit me hard, but I was able to cope because I was planning. She died off of diabetes, passed from diabetes. So while growing up, I'm planning and getting me mentally ready for this, right? So she battled for 25 years. So I had that opportunity, but my sibs, they're like 10 to 23 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So they were smaller. And
Yep.
when almost thank God that she died when majority of them were young adults, right? But it still hit them extremely hard, and they are still battling that right now today.
Right.
Many of we got mixtures between boys and girls, and so what do you? That's why I'm shaking my head because I can see you got help, but a lot of people are not getting that help, and it creates a lot of you know in the world. It just creates a lot of stuff, right?
Right.
So what would you say to, I would love for them to get some type of counseling right
Mm-hmm.
now,
Right.
because of it. So what would you say, or what direction, or how should someone go about, connecting with you to either put their family members in contact to begin counseling from something that happened many years ago?
And you know what, you're right, because we carry that with us,
Yeah.
not just that, but if you think about all that we know about our past, and not our individual past, but how our people were treated as slaves, how they were brought here from other countries like Africa and treated, how our women were treated. When you know that, you tend to carry that with you, right? Being a
Mhm.
father, having daughters, I'm very sensitive on how my daughters are treated. But at the same time, I have to share with my daughters some of the sins of the past
Yeah.
that they have to deal with, and you carry that. And
Mhm.
so it never hurts to have a conversation. Whether you're sitting at the bar with your friends, or whether you're on the phone with your girl, and she's talking to you, and
Mhm.
you're kind of giving her advice. That's typically what counseling is, in
Yes. Yeah.
addition to giving you some coping skills on how to move beyond it. Because
Yeah.
as long as you stay in that place, you will continue to feel the hurt.
Yeah.
And so we want people to go to our website, which is www.telehelp, TELEHELP 247.org. You can do that. You can also download our app, Telehelp 247. Download our app. You can go there. You can get mental health coaching. You can get mental health counseling. And if need be, through the counselor's consent and understanding and diagnosis, as well as your consent, you can have medication management. And so we realize that everybody, even though they may struggle with some things, they don't necessarily see what they're struggling with under the umbrella of mental health. So, you know what? That's fine. You can have a coach. Maybe you need a life coach to help you through your anxiety.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to be coached on how to move beyond your grief, right? We can meet you where you are. And that is the goal of telehelp 24/7.
Man, that's awesome. I wish I knew about you years ago, but I'm glad that I was connected to you through my contacts. Now, because everything happens for a reason, and timing is always perfect, right?
Exactly.
So now the question is, how much does something like that cost, right? Because
Mhm.
therapy and long-term therapy can cost a lot. So for families that may not have the bag.
Right.
How does something like that cost, or what services or resources people can go and get to pay for your services?
So that's a great question. So we do things in a number of ways. So I'll give you an example. When we're working with some of our colleges, the colleges have taken on the responsibility to subsidize counseling for their students because they realize you need more student support services so that students A will stay in school, B they will do academically well, and then C there's also an aspect that gives you a greater campus safety, right? When
Yes.
people are doing well and they're not acting out, there's campus safety and everybody
Yeah.
feels good. And so in some cases, the organization subsidizes it. In other cases, we do accept insurance. We accept Medicaid, Medicare, we accept the commercial insurances for those who have insurance. For those who do not have insurance, there is a pay out of pocket schedule that is on our website, and typically it is $99 per session. Each session, each session lasts between 50 to 60 minutes, and the bottom line is, this is what's needed. We always are taught to take care of our bodies, but now you really have to invest in your mind.
Your mind.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how much you change the tires and change the oil. If you don't take care of the engine, the car ain't going nowhere, right? And
That's
so we have to learn to invest in ourselves. We invest in everything else, but not ourselves, not our minds. And again, it doesn't matter how nice your body is. If your mind ain't right, nothing's right.
that's right. I got a clip I want to share uh, on this subject.
What's up, bro? Oh. Chill, man. You alright? I ain't alright. It ain't gotta be like this, man. Don't gotta be like this. We can talk. I just wanna go on by my way. Hey, just chill for a minute. Just let me talk to you, alright? I'm gonna put mine down, you put yours down. Let's talk. I just wanna go on by my way, though. Hey, everything gonna be alright, bro. All we gotta do is talk, alright? Hey, I done been there, dog. I done been on that side. All you gotta do is talk to me, dog. What's wrong, man? What's wrong? A lot of things going on. All right, you got to put that down, though, so we can talk. And let's talk about what you got going on. I promise you. Bro, I ain't going to call the police or nothing. But you got to talk to me, all right? You can't do it like this. Let's just talk, bro. You want to make some money? Let's talk about making some money. All right? All right? This ain't the life you want to live, bro. Come talk to me. Put mine down now. Come on in. Come talk to me, man. This is my brother, man. All right, my little brother. Let's talk about your little brother in the house, dog. Let's get him out here. All right.
What's up, everybody? This is Big Tony of the legendary Trouble Phone, and you're tuned in to the Tom Won't Show. Let's get it.
As you can see from my perspective, the guy with the thing over his head, he's suffering from some kind of mental illness, and this guy saying he been there, he know I done it before, you know what I mean? But let's talk about it. This ain't the right way that you going about what you doing. What's y'all thoughts on that?
Wow. That was pretty brave. That was pretty brave, especially when they both had guns at each other. That was pretty brave, but it's also admirable because here's someone who says, I care. Even though you were getting ready to violate me, break into my home and probably take some of the things that I have, I'm willing to talk with you. I'm willing to help you out. And that's what we need more of. We need more of compassion. Everybody looks at the crime, but nobody looks at the rationale and the reasoning for it, right? and we've just gotten away from that. We don't care. All we're doing is self-preservation, but self-preservation is only causing more and more aggravation, and people are now, everybody's packing, and people are quick to do a drive-by. People are quick to shoot each other versus helping each other. So that's pretty admirable, and we need more of that.
Yeah, I'm still lost for words.
Yeah, we it's challenging. It's challenging. You know, a lot of road rage, just
Yeah.
driving because people are trying to maybe get off an exit, and someone cuts in front of you, or you cut in front of someone, and now all of a sudden they want to shoot you for what? I mean, was it really that important to go to jail for the rest of your life? I mean, what are you trying to prove? Because
Yeah.
you have a gun and somebody else doesn't, and now
Yeah.
you want to do that. What are you trying to prove? So I don't get it. A lot of it is misinformed information. A lot of it is boasting and bragging and trying to see who can do what better than the other person.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you win? You don't win anything.
Yeah.
You don't win anything. Street
Yeah.
cred doesn't get you anything but jail or death.
Right. So we're at the half hour mark, where we have to pay some bills, right? Take our little commercial break, come back on the second half, and give some more nuggets. We'll switch things up a little bit. So, Tomo, Molly Moss,
Um, Marty
time for
Marl.
our wonderful commercial.
Then you said you had something special in a commercial or something that you sent.
I sent it to Molly.
Oh, Marty got it. Okay,
Yes.
so we wait no more then to pull that commercial up.
Yes,
Plus,
yes.
you gotta pull this one down, and he gotta reload the one you talking about. But until then, until he load that up, we'll play this one for you, kid. Okay.
What's up, gang? This is your girl, Kia Coppedge. Did you know I have all the resources for personal or business credit and finance goals? Need advanced credit repair services? I'm your girl. Need rocket booster trade lines? I'm your girl. Need to learn the credit game? I'm your girl. Need multiple credit cards with high credit limits? I'm your girl. What about the most popular card? American Express, Platinum or Gold? We got the plug. I'm your girl. If you need to get pre-approved for your new home purchase or refinance and actually close, I'm your girl. Listen, connections and closings is what I do best to get your goals met. Click the link in my bio, schedule a time to connect. Until we speak, have a focused day. And remember, I'm your girl.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. She's your girl. We're gonna most definitely. I think Maul found that commercial that you wanted to play, kid. So when he ready, I guess it's loading now. Here we go. Oh, we ready? He ready?
We have a challenge. 1 million alive bottles. Now, here's the best part of this challenge. The best part is today we're launching the I Am Alive Foundation. Everything we do is on purpose. For every bottle that's sold, we're going to donate $1 to the I Am Alive Foundation. When we sell 1 million, we would have donated $1 million back to the I Am Alive Foundation.
We're back for the second half of the Tom Mo Show. And my girl, your girl, Kia.
Hey. There's my guy. Yeah, so the Alive juice, that's a tonic, right? That does the body well. I sent you some information on it. I don't know if you had the chance to look at it, but from your expertise, right? The ingredients that's inside of that and the benefits that it has. Do you see that uh, this juice can actually benefit someone that has a serious case of, I know it can benefit everybody here, but like, tying into the mental health and illness, do you see that some of this stuff can really help to benefit them?
Well, absolutely, Kia. And the bottom line is it's important to have well balance in your cognitive functionality, well balance in your body, and all of that plays a part, right? And so when I see supporting blood sugar, obviously having balanced hormones, and we know that when hormones particularly are unbalanced, there's mood swings, there's physical with heat and body changes and all of that plays a part, because if you don't feel good, then you don't like yourself. And
Mhm.
so all that plays a part, from a physical impact to a mental impact as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have this awesome spray called Calm. So it helps bring down anxiety. It helps stress release. It helps, just to bring it all down, right? And so those two together is, my favorite when it comes
Mhm.
to mental health and illness. And I don't think that people know that. I think when we think of mental health and mental illness, it's the extreme stuff.
Right. Right.
But every day we're going through something that's dealing with mental health. It may not be so far on the illness side, but if something didn't go right in your day and you get agitated about it, or you have an anxiety attack about it, or you get stressed about it, that's mental health, right?
Correct. And it impacts your decisions.
Mm-hmm.
It impacts how you communicate with people or
Mm-hmm.
not. It
Mm-hmm.
impacts what you eat, how you feeling, what you eat,
Mm-hmm.
what you drink with substance use.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that has an impact. And again, remember I said it's not just mental health, but another name for it is behavioral
Behavior.
health,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it impacts your behavior, and your
Mm-hmm.
behavior is pretty much who you are for the most part. So when you are not getting what you need, we tend to act out and our behaviors begin to change.
Yeah.
It's just like the kids, right? When they're good and they're rewarded, they're behaved and they're happy. When they're bad and they're not rewarded, they act out because their behavior has changed, because now they're disappointed, unhappy, and not getting what they want. And
Yeah.
we often do that. We may not do it as drastic as kids, but we all
No,
act out
they do it
some
as
kind of way.
adults right now. I mean, some of the kids' actions come from the parents, right?
Absolutely.
Let them
That's
come
learned
home from
behavior.
school and say one little thing was off, and the parents go to the school and light it up, right?
Right.
So a lot of this behavior comes from home, right? And shown out in public places. And so they feel this is how we supposed to show out. And it's not.
Exactly. It's a learned behavior. It's what they see. And that's
Yes.
why I say oftentimes when you see the kid acting out or the person acting out, you got to go to the root. If my father always said, if the fruit ain't right, something's wrong with the root. It ain't the fruit.
That's right. That's right. So, Robert, what can you leave us with that, when people get off this live, they can have a better insight to this thing, health, mental health and illness or behavior health, I because I think a lot of us um, looked at it on the harsh side,
Mm-hmm.
but it's an everyday thing, just like the road rage,
Yeah.
or you cut somebody out, right? Or the daily family issues or drama that are there. All of this is mental health, or
Right.
behavioral health. So what can you leave the people with, and to give them a better insight to actually get them to change? Because sometimes it's us, right? Get us to
Absolutely.
change some of the things that we may be doing to add fuel to the fire, right?
Exactly.
Some things
Exactly.
that we can stop doing, and then one by one, each one teach one, right? We start
Absolutely.
correcting the community.
Absolutely. One of the things that plagues us all is stress, right? We sometimes make decisions and put ourselves in a position that creates stress. I will tell you that I had a friend that I grew up with, sixth grade. He had a double aneurysm in 2017. And because he got into an argument with furniture movers because they brought the wrong furniture, and he is no longer with us. At the
Wow.
time when he passed away in 2017, he left a wife who was handicapped and two small kids. And so while we are close and I'm their godfather and I'm helping them out on a daily basis, I always question myself, was it really worth it? Was it really worth the stress? How do you cut those things out? You got to cut out things in your life that are just not good for you. They're just not good for you. When you talk about hypertension, when you talk about diabetes, when you talk about congestive heart failure, we talk about a lot of what we call comorbid issues, comorbidity. In addition, all of this impacts your mental health as well as your physical health. You have to love you, and you have to teach others how to love you. And one of the ways to love you is to not put any undue stress on yourself, but
Yeah,
more importantly, don't allow others to do it.
that's
And
that
these are
is
the things that
so
we have
right
to
on.
be vigilant on.
I had to come in on that.
Come on in, come on in.
You sound like you start preaching up in. That's what we need.
It's not worth
You
it.
know, I practice that, Robert. I do. I don't let anyone destroy my joy. I
Absolutely.
don't let anyone speak negative. I don't need, and I mean to me in my zone, right? I
Mhm.
correct it. I cut you off and I correct it right away, right? Or even when they speaking negative to themselves, I
Right.
cut them off and make them reverse it. Because
Exactly.
when you're putting things in the atmosphere, you're speaking it into existence. And a lot of that fuel the stress, the anxiety, and the behaviors that, we're getting out here. And so loving yourself first, oh my God. If we can even just do that part, you won't be having a lot of problems out here with these men
Exactly.
if you love yourself first, because you're not going to tolerate the things that's going out there, and you're not going to create the drama for it to be drama, right?
Exactly.
So it's a two
Exactly.
part.
Exactly. And I mean, what you say is something that I tell my daughters. Again, what I encourage everybody to do is to make a list of ways to invest in yourself, not just physically getting your hair done, your nails done every week, every other week, but what are some of the other ways you can invest in yourself to make sure that, number one, you're not stressed out,
Yeah.
to make sure that you're not so upset that you start to eat inappropriately, or you start to smoke inappropriately, or you
Yeah.
start to drink
Drink.
inappropriately,
Yeah.
right? Or you
Mhm.
start acting out, sexing inappropriately,
Yeah.
right? All
Yeah.
that stuff is a part of behavior. And
Yeah.
typically, when people are hurting, they begin to act out.
Yeah.
And typically, we find out that hurt people,
Hurt people
right? And
without a
so
problem.
make a list. Make a list of
Yeah.
ways you can invest in yourself. So whether it's meditation every morning, whether it's making sure that you exercise and take a walk outside every day, whether you talk to people who are very positive, who will make you laugh. Stop watching stuff on TV that's drama filled, because it only feeds your spirit. And the next
Mhm.
thing you know, you're acting out that drama that you saw on TV in your real life,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work. We have to learn to be positive and progressive. And you have to learn, and you have to make it a part of who you are, not just do it a little bit and then go back to who you really are, but you have to make a decision to change. As we get older, your body, your mind, and your soul can't take it. And right now, we're starting to see people who we grew up with, who we know, who we knew, no longer be on this earth because of the frivolous things. So you got to make some changes.
And we got to be patient.
That's a part of
Patient
it.
is huge. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody wasn't raised by my mama. Everybody wasn't raised by your mama. So we have different origins. We have different environments. But being able to understand, like, you know what, it's different. Just because it's different doesn't mean that it's bad.
That's right.
So I'm patient. But it also presents a learning opportunity for someone who doesn't know. Who doesn't know? You know, what about the person that has never, ever encountered a positive, progressive person in their life? Everything is negative. Everything is down and out. Everything is about the man keeping us down. Everything looking for excuses. When do you change? Change your mind. Change your mind and focus. There's always going to be challenges. It's not the challenges that come to your life, it's how you manage it. You live long enough, you're going to be challenged with something.
Oh, yeah.
Your kids, you know, at this point, I don't know about you, you know, well, we talked about it a little bit, but I'm in between where I got kids that I'm taking care of, and I also have an 82-year-old mother, and I also have a business. I have a family, you know, and so you have to manage everything. And again, through prayer and supplication, I'm built for that. But at the same time, you also got to do those things that are positive and progressive and keep you focused and keep your spirit uplifted so that you can be an example to so many others who are watching you.
We got to get you back up on here, man.
Hey, man, I love it, bro. I love it. It's about giving back. It's about making a positive difference to people. And again, you know, my father, who was a pastor, always preached a sermon. He said, when you look at the when you look at the obituary, it has the time you were born and the time that you passed away. So the name of the sermon is, what does the dash say about you? What does the dash say about you, right?
Indeed.
What are people going to say about you when you're gone? And more importantly, as Black males, what is the legacy that you're leaving your family?
That's right.
It's not about just us, but it's the legacy that we're leaving, the generations behind us.
Robert, we getting back on here with you. You know that, right?
That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Because we most
the next time we get on, I have some information. I would love to share statistics around suicidal ideation, major depressive disorder, schizophrenia, depression, all these things that are happening in our colleges, in our secondary school districts, as well as, again, in everyday life. So I have some.
They ain't trying to let you get through, man. You done killed them. They don't want you to finish. They do that, man. I'm telling you.
We have it, man. So whatever you need, again, this is about helping our people and taking it to a whole nother level.
That's right, man. Most definitely appreciate you, man, here on the Tom Mo Show. We got about 10 minutes left, though. You ain't got to go nowhere. If
you don't have to go right now.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
My stuff over here has 2 parts, so I'm gonna miss the first part, but you know, this is more important. So I just have to divide the time.
She just most definitely she gonna make sure she get all that in. You know, she's what you call determined to make
all
sure
that in
proper, and that's good. That's a good thing. You know what I mean? But for real, she ain't
a great thing. It's a great thing, man.
Tom Mo Show. That's what it was. Miss this right here.
I missed you guys on Monday. I'm like, oh my goodness, this feels weird.
yeah. But it's all good, man. We're gonna take a quick commercial, man, and we'll come right back, man, to continue our conversation right here.
Okay.
On Mo Show.
Sounds good.
All right.
On your team so we can get the goal met. You're also going to transfer money from one account to another account, lending money while you're in the process, buying cars while you're in the process, switching jobs while you're in the process. It's a whole list of things that you don't want to do that will prevent stress and headache for you. So I always have my clients talk out everything with me. They ask me if they can do stuff. Because Monday night. So Monday nights, Robert, we talk business, we talk credit, we talk finance, and we mix it all with life, right? And so, and then Thursdays we do our health and wellness, health and wealth, right? Segments. And so I would love to, because you're a business owner, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I would love to get you on like one of the Monday schedules. So therefore we could talk about business ownership. Like I want the community to learn from other or hear from other successful business owners, right? Because this is a big business. This business is huge. The industry is huge, and you're filling a void, a major void. I haven't heard that many companies out there doing what you're doing, and I'm sure there are others. But for someone that looks like us, right? They're in the community and they have this type of big business. I really want the community to hear from someone like you on that aspect as well.
Well, I would be honored to share again what I've learned prior to opening in my business, and then what I've learned, some of the bumps and valleys that we've been going through, but now being climbing the mountain as well. The number one thing is you have to work hard. You work harder for yourself than you do for anybody else. So you have to be ready for some of the challenges that will come. But I'll be more than happy to share that and to really help anyone who wants to move forward with this. Just to let you know, this is actually just one of my businesses. I have a consulting business.
and we have that in common, right? So most business owners have multiple businesses, right? And it's not uncommon, right? So that's like multiple streams of income in which we all need, right? We've all been through 2020. So we know that one stream is not the best idea. We have to have multiple streams.
Correct. So you're right. And actually telehealth is a spinoff from Advanced Healthcare Solutions, which is my consulting company where I do consulting in healthcare and pharmaceutical and things of that nature. And then the other one is R Entertainment. I started my entertainment company years ago, 2017, bringing artists to a lot of the HBCUs for signature events. So, for example, we're in the process now of signing SWV and Jazzy Jeff for Delaware State University's Presidential Scholarship Ball in December. And so we do a lot of that as well. Again, trying to raise money for our HBCUs, trying to raise scholarship monies for these students and to get the help that they need, because we know that the pathway to success many times can lead through education. Education in school and education in life. And so whatever we can do to help that and to sustain that is our mission.
Well, I'm definitely going to call you offline so we could talk about a fundraising opportunity for that. I was just thinking when you were talking, I was like, you know what? I need and I need to give back to a scholarship of some sort, right? And so, because I remember that day, my father got me through freshman year, but after that, I don't know what he did. I was on my own. So financial aid and from my mother's income, we were on the system, grew up on the system. So, it had its privileges at times, right? So we got the financial aid all the way through the rest of the ride. But a scholarship, is something that I've always wanted to, participate in, giving back to the student in that way. So we're going to talk about fundraising scholarships offline. But Tom Mo, this was an awesome show.
Yes, and
drop the mic.
Well, we got to get ready to get up out of here, though. We appreciate y'all, man, for stopping in, man. Hollering at us, man. Look, y'all already look. If you missed this show and you look at it later on, and you see this brother on a poster or anything that we saying that we bringing him back, make
sure you
get back, man, because this brother right here most definitely powerful. And what makes him so powerful to me is just where he at mentally in his mind about being in control of what we doing. Not making excuses. Let's just make better, intelligent decisions on what we're trying to do. And I love that, man, because that's what the show is about. Changing minds, making people do something different. Let's be great together. We don't have to be separated all the time. We got to build the mindset. So I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but before you go, man, could you leave them some kind of nugget, man, until the next time they see you?
So absolutely. So again, I want to thank you for having me on your show. I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part and allowing me and give me a platform to speak so that we can help encourage others. And remember, no one's willing to invest more in you than you're willing to invest in yourself. So I want to thank you. You can always contact us at www.telehelp247.org. You can please download our app, Telehelp 24/7. We look forward to helping you, and whatever we can do to help you out, please don't hesitate to contact Telehelp 24/7. Thank you so much, Tomo, and thank you, Miss Tia.
Man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, give him something before we get out of here, please.
Oh man, I'm speechless, right? So I'm blown away. The devil was working last week and we couldn't get online last week. So I'm glad that we were able to get in here tonight so you can hear from this awesome guy, Robert Adams, who dropped it. And we're definitely going to put some things together so we can bring more heat to you guys every Thursday. And so come in and tune in with us on Monday. We're going to talk to Robert again from his business side. So therefore, you guys can learn from a business owner who's doing big things in the community. Until then, we have a focused day on purpose, have a stress-free day on purpose, love yourself first, right? Be the first to be more patient, and don't let anyone steal your joy under any circumstances. Tomo?
Well, another good show today. I must say myself, man, I love when we get those powerful speakers, man. People that believe in what they saying. I get tired of seeing people talking and knowing they just running their mouth. Let's don't be the problem. Let's help solve the problem, man. Y'all already know the logo. If ain't nobody told you they love you today, we do. From this time to the next time. Peace. Get out of here.
Yes.